Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Inner Conquest, the world's greatest modern metaphysics channel. I'm your host, Jacob Edens, and today we're going to be discussing, now you know the law, so what are you going to do with it? When you look at law of assumption, law of attraction, and other realities in which you can shift your attention to manipulate the way that your life unfolds, you can understand it at a deeply intellectual level. And you can understand the different processes and how it works and things of that nature. But what really matters is you being a master of these things. And what is a master? A master is someone who does the basics perfectly 100% of the time. A master is someone who is able to operate in the realm of genius rather than current reality. So when you think of yourself using these laws, what is your self-concept? Is it a concept of, I'm still figuring this stuff out? Is it a concept of, this will be great once this is figured out? Is this a, I'll try this, and if it works, then I'll try this next, because one of them is sure to work? Where you place your awareness is a direct indication of your previous thought patterns, right? Of what you have feared, what you have doubted, etc. So, when you look at the ultimate self-concept for leveraging these tools, right? These perspective truths of how reality operates, right? Because perspective truths can change moment to moment. Perspective truth is, things look differently from where you're standing, right? So depending on who you're being, your perspective truth will be different, right? If I'm identifying and thinking from the state of not having, then my truth is that I don't have from that perspective reality, right? It's not an absolute truth. Absolute truths fall under the category of, you cannot have unlimited freedom with a limitation, right? That's a core truth. You're an eternal soul that cannot die. That is a core truth, right? So when you have these core truths, everything else is just perspective. So when you have the option to adopt whatever perspective you want to choose the most powerful, leveraged self-concept identity perspective that is in alignment with you getting what you want from a results-based standpoint, right? So when you think about mastery is doing all of the fundamental basics perfectly every single time. So if you have an assumption, right? And my assumption is that person A is showing up as person B, right? Same person, maybe person A is angry, but I want them to be happy. So now I'm assuming that person A is showing up as person B, right? Mastery of that assumption is holding the affixation or the fixed state of consciousness that person is that until the third dimensional reality reflects that, right? You hold that state perfectly because holding the state perfectly is an element of the basics. It is a fundamental component of leveraging law of assumption to create the reality that you want, right? So your concern as a master is doing the basics perfectly. You see yourself as someone who completes the basics perfectly 100% of the time and gets the results they want 100% of the time. And that identification of a master will allow you to get the results that you want, right? Because if you're not getting the results that you want, it's usually just a miscalibration, it's a frequency mismatch, or you're still in that lag time period where you know that thoughts turn into things, but they gain momentum because this reality is keyed down and then manifests into our quote-unquote future. So seeing yourself as a master now is the most important aspect of a self-concept. Seeing yourself as someone who gets the results they want now perfectly in the way that they want now is of the utmost importance, because that's, if you want to put it into linear time, that's the end goal, right? Like, what would you do if you did this for a long time and really got good at it? You'd be the master. So you'd have all of the principles down pat. So when you start to think fourth dimensionally, you want to see yourself as a master. And additionally, you want to couple that with the fact that there is no failure, only delayed results, right? So you cannot fail at anything because masters don't fail. Masters get what they want. Masters create reality in ways that are pleasing to them and in ways that are effective, right? So anytime you get a quote unquote result that is not what you want, you must perceive that as a unfolding to your desired result. There is no failure. There are only delayed results. So anytime you experience a delayed result, you just want to take a step back and understand that if you take the perspective truth of everything is working out perfect, then that delayed result was actually a setup for the result that you want. And when you have that mindset, there is no failure. You just keep bouncing from success to success to success. And everything that you see that doesn't turn out the way you want it to, in a time frame that maybe you deemed it should have happened, isn't a big deal. And additionally, it's just a opportunity for you to see any type of state that you may still be inhabiting a little bit with your awareness, right? So say you wanted to manifest $100 and you got 97, right? That $3 difference is just a opportunity to realize that that assumptive stance was tainted by doubt or fear, which isn't a big deal, right? Everybody gets a little bit of that shit when they're younger, so it's a process to remove it from your consciousness, and it's a totally normal thing. So as long as you don't identify with the doubt or the fear, you are able to take a step back, create separation, observe it, and then take the perspective truth that that was part of the unfolding for your ideal result. So delays are just opportunities to see anything that needs to be worked out from a kink standpoint, right? It's kind of like if you're molding a potter's clay, right? You're molding a pot from clay and you accidentally press your thumb into it too hard and then you get a little divot. It doesn't mean that the pot's ruined. It just means that you're going to reset it a little bit and you're going to work out the kinks. So when you go through this, remember, you are a master already, because through your thought and through your focus, you create a reality, whether you understand that or not. Through your thoughts, what you think, you become. What I'm thinking about all the time is what I'm going to become, right? So I want to make sure that I lock in solid fundamentals of thought process, meaning that my thought process, if I have to use a metric for what we would call righteous thought, is that I think fourth dimensionally, not linearly, from states of wish fulfillment. So exclusively applying thought as if I am and I have what I desire now is righteous, accurate thought. Masters think from that perspective all day, every single day. And training yourself into that is an element of mastery. So don't worry as much about the results when you are embodying mastery. Your concern is hitting fundamentals over and over and over again. And think about it like this, right? If you're playing a video game and you're playing a really fun video game that you really like, or you're playing a really fun board game that you really like, winning is part of the fun. But you know what else is really fun? Playing a masterful game. When you play a game and you just smoke everybody and you're just on fire, you're just crushing, that is as fun as getting the trophy at the end. And masters delight just as much in the winning as they do in the process orientation, because even though the end goal is the reward, that process, right? If you're a great, samurai, you practice your sword art. That's what you do because it's fun. So adding that element of fun to the basics allows you to develop methodologies and strategies for fulfillment in the interim to your ultimate goal. And as you embody more and more mastery, you gain access to mastery over more and more fundamentals, which intersectionally can be leveraged together to compound the speed of your results. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out the comments section and leave video ideas that you would like made. Additionally, the link tree has coaching as well. If you'd like to do that, watch the Spartan 1 video before ordering the Spartan 1 just so you know what's in it. And the most important thing I have to say today is go conquer. I'll see you in the next one.